What is up, party people? How you doing tonight? Phillies take the L tonight, but at the same time, is the winning streak over? I have no idea. I'll kick it to Eric Shard as my co-host. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Fantastic. I mean, tough loss, but Bomer being the MVP for the Phillies.
Yeah, I'm surprised Bohm stepped up to the plate, but even though he stepped up, I mean, we couldn't do shit anywhere else apparently. So I mean, lost 8-4, I think, or 7-4 tonight.
7-4, yeah.
7-4. So I mean, yeah, win streak's definitely over. I mean, came to an end at 7 wins, and now we're two losses back to back, and it fucking sucks because we were playing so well, and I think the team just got really fucking cocky, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I think, this is not the biggest issue. Granted, it's early on in the season. It sucks to see the winning streak end, but at the same time, it's still, we can still fix some of these issues before we get to the postseason, close to the postseason. So, I mean, hopefully, I think the biggest issue is definitely the pitching. Definitely, pitching is a huge issue. We've struggled with that for many seasons now. So I don't know what we need to do for that at all.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the major issues. I think one of the other major issues that we're running into right now, and that kind of leads us into our first topic, is the base running. The base running lately just fucking sucks. I don't know what the issue was today. I know they tried to recreate the same play that got a run in the NLCS with Bryce, where they do like a trick play. So basically what you have is you have the person at first try to steal second. As they're stealing and as the catcher is throwing the ball to second, you're going to have the guy that's on third. As soon as that catcher takes the ball and throws it, take off running towards home to try to score the run. And I think that Trea just did not get a good jump on it. And that unfortunately ended his 42 consecutive base steals tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that was a thing at all. That trick play, but I mean, I think Trea Turner is one of our best base runners we have on the team. He's one of the fastest guys on the team. But yeah, I mean, the ending that 42 game winning streak, or not winning streak, 42 game run streak, definitely is something we should chuck up and see what we can do and kind of fix that for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what the issue is, because it's been a problem the past couple of games where you have guys that are trying to steal and you have 1 or 2 outs, and I understand they're trying to be aggressive and they're trying to advance on bases so that way they can score the run in case something happens, but then you got guys that just are not getting the good jump on the bases, and it ends up being a rundown. It ends up being them being caught stealing or whatever. But I mean, if we can actually get this base running down, I mean, you have 2 fast as fuck guys in Trea and Rojas. I mean, you see the other night, Rojas hit a triple. He as soon as he hit it, he took off running. So I mean, if they can get it down, I think it's a great way for them to be productive and score runs. And I mean, even Fat Man Kyle is hustling on the base paths. So I mean, definitely just gotta clean some stuff up and keep it going.
I didn't get a chance to watch tonight. I would assume Bohm was at first base again tonight, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, he was.
It seems like his batting hasn't been mistaken. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch the game. 4 for 4, 2 bases, 2 RBIs, and then a ball. But what was I going to say? For Bohm, do you feel like his defense was there on first base or no?
Say that again.
Do you feel like Bohm is like a decent replacement on first base? Because I know you were texting earlier in the group chat, and I get it. I agree with you. The point of bringing somebody like Cody up is to play him at first base. And Bohm is so good, so elite this year at third base. It looks so natural to him. Do you think it's more like just have best available and you would rather keep Bohm at third base instead of causing all that chaos? Or what was your opinion on the lineup today?
I think with the lineup, I mean, you have a lot of guys that you're switching around right now, and you're trying out different positions, and I really just don't think it's working. I know there was, and I can't remember what inning. I watched the whole game, but I can't remember what inning just because there was so much going on. There was one play where Sosa got the ball and bobbled the ball, but then he threw it to Bohm at first, and it looked like an out at first. But then when the Reds reviewed it, Bohm came off of the base path by like maybe an inch or two. So I mean, I don't think he's comfortable playing first. I think he's more so a Gold Glove caliber player at third, just because it's more so what he's used to. Um, but like, Star Wars is saying here, why are we playing Pache, Sosa, and Merrifield 2 days in a row? Why the fuck is Nick not sitting? Like, he's played consecutively the past couple of weeks. You have 5 guys, and I keep saying this every night. You have 5 guys that can play the outfield. Why are we not consecutively rotating between all of them?
Right, and I mean, we talked about on 302 Birds, the show before this, that like Nick Castellanos has had definitely a cold streak. I mean, he had 5 at bats and 0 hits. So the offense and the defense is definitely an issue. Why are we swapping out Pache, Sosa, Merrifield? Why don't we do something with Castellanos? I just don't know what Philly Rob is thinking about. I mean, it just seems like it's so inconsistent with the way he's coaching, coaching this team this year. So inconsistent about like what we should do as, who should we play each night. So I definitely think we need to figure this out. And like Star Wars said, Merrifield can play right field, and have Merrifield play right field and Castellanos take a night off or two. So that's all I
Yeah,
got. I
and
mean,
I mean, like, if I'm looking at the stats here, Bryson Stott and Brandon Marsh, they said a second straight game because they quote unquote can't hit lefties. But Nick Castellanos is playing every day, and he's 17 for 114 at bats. That's
that's not
fucking
good.
terrible.
Yeah, that's horrible.
He has a .149 batting average, 0 home runs, 2 extra base hits, and 34 strikeouts in 31 games since last year's NLDS.
Yeah, that's an issue. I mean, I feel like Castellanos was that reliable player that we could rely on previous seasons, and then him having a drop off this season, kind of what's going on in his mindset. What do we do? I have no answers for that.
Yeah, I think that and I don't know if you noticed this, Dalt or Jack. I think ever since the All-Star game last year, I think the All-Star game kind of got to his head. And I think after that, he kind of just went on a downward spiral.
I agree. You talking about Philly Rob?
No,
Or
Nick.
oh yeah. Yeah, I think the stars or the lights were brightest last season when we went to the whatchamacallit, the All-Star game, and then ever since then, like you said, just dropped off. So yeah, I mean, do we punish him and sit him out for a few games and kind of make him work on it? And I feel like, a lot of people were giving, not to change it, but a lot of people were giving a lot of shit to Rojas, and I feel like he's playing batting pretty well, considerably well than last season, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with Rojas is that, I mean, Rojas, like, right now is looking consistent. And I think the thing with that is that he's putting in the work to show that he wants, and I've said this numerous times. I think that he's putting in the work and showing that he wants to be in the majors because he doesn't want to get sent back down. I
Right.
mean, no major league player wants to get sent back down. Once you get a taste for the majors, it's like crack. I mean, for
Yeah.
kind of a metaphor. I mean, like, it's like once you get a taste, you can't get enough.
Mhm.
And I mean, comparing him, which granted Nick has his hot streaks, but comparing Rojas to Nick, I mean, if you look at Nick's at bats and you look at, like, for example, if any of you guys watching use MLB Game Day, it shows you the pitches and where they're landing and what they're, swinging at. He's swinging at a bunch of stuff that's way out of the zone. And it just looks like he doesn't give a fuck about his plate discipline at all. Whereas
Yeah, I agree.
Rojas, you watch his stats the past couple games, he's not swinging as much as he used to. He's taking those balls. He's fighting in the at-bats. Granted, sometimes he might strike out in those fights, but sometimes he fights to where he's walking to first base.
Yeah, exactly. That's a win. I've really enjoyed watching Rojas this season so far. When I was shaking my head earlier, I do feel like it may be a little bit too sample size to get too ahead of ourselves on anything, but there's a clear race right now between Rojas and Pache. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate you. God bless you too. God bless, go Birds, baby. But I've really been enjoying watching what Rojas has been doing, and I hope that he starts to pull ahead a little bit more of Pache. I know a couple days ago, I think I was listening to the radio, and they were saying, who do you think's going to pull ahead? So it's nice to hear both of you guys are on the Rojas train, because I think he's somebody that we all root for too. I mean, the kid had that play when he first came here last year against the wall where he had that catch, I believe, and it was like, this kid can play baseball. We were all pretty amazed by it, so we're rooting for him.
Yeah, I mean, look at last night. He had an amazing play again up against the wall. Granted, we thought he was injured. I don't know if you saw that. He ran right into the padding on the
I saw it on
outfield
replay
wall.
this morning.
But I mean, he just looks amazing in the defense. And I think that, if he can continue to increase his batting and continue to get his batting average up, he's going to be that key player that we've been looking for years.
I agree. Now, we talked about at the top of the show. The pitching has been an issue. And going to our next topic, do we say cut ties with Turnbull? What are you thinking?
Do we cut ties with Turnbull?
Yeah, like do we?
Fuck no. No, we don't cut ties with Turnbull. I think you cut ties with Walker. I don't understand. It pisses me off because I understand that Walker has a contract that we have to adhere by, and he has to, be a starter and play because that's technically in the contract. But at the same time, it's like, look at Turnbull's stats, dude. Like, dude before this game had a 1.23 ERA, and he even came into this game and he looked pretty okay until Sir Anthony came in and blew the lead. But I mean, like, I just you can't put in Walker. You can't. You have to ease him in. If you look at his last rehab assignment, playing the Yankees AAA, he was terrible. And I just I don't understand it. Like, kind of like Star Wars is saying here, keep Turnbull in the rotation. Yes. Don't take him out. Rob, if you can hear me, don't take him out. There's no point. There's no point. And I think that's what annoys me the most with Rob. And we're going to get into that in a second because that's one of our topics, but he just does not make the best decisions. I mean, look at the last two nights with him sitting Marsh and Stott. Not the best decision. And some of his reasoning and analytics are just fucking stupid. They're stupid. I don't get it. They're just so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's smoking or what, but I'm not smoking that. Just like the game time decisions, we need to make better decisions. I mean, keep him in the rotation. We struggle with pitching as we know, and I mean, Turnbull gives us a sense of hope. And I mean, his ERA is 1.33 now. So what's up, Conrad? Yeah, I mean, I just think better decisions in the bullpen because that's what's gonna save us. I mean, and get our bats live too. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Excuse me. I know at the beginning of the year there was that graphic, and I'm sure both of you saw it because we talked about it. That number one bullpen graphic. Some nights it looks like that. Some nights it doesn't. Tonight it didn't look like that at all. Sir Anthony, every time he comes in, I feel like I got to take a shot because I don't know how many runs he's going to let up. But I just, I don't know. I wish that they signed a closer or a reliever or just somebody before the season started, especially if you knew that Craig was looking for a trade, which, he went to the Orioles. And even on the Orioles right now, he looks pretty damn great. I just wish that they got somebody that can be that everyday closer like Craig was. Because I feel like right now, and I compare it to the Eagles when they did running back by committee, that's kind of what you have with your closers right now. You have closer by committee. And it's not something that's consistent. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I still big question mark Matt Strom. I'm not a big fan of him. I clench up my butthole a little bit when he's on the mound, because he could pitch really well or he can cost us the game. And we've seen that time in and time again last season, especially. And a couple weeks ago he blew the lead for us. So we need some kind of a force in the bullpen that we can feel comfortable when they're on the mound. We got what's his Alvarado, but at the same time he can be inconsistent. I just feel like as a team, the Phillies pitching at best is very questionable. And we can rely on Wheeler. We can rely on what's his face? What's the guy
Nola,
that? Yeah, Nola. Yeah,
Suarez.
and Nola. I mean, it's just like I just don't. Whenever whoever's pitching other than Wheeler, I just feel like get a little nervous a little bit.
See, I'm not so nervous with like Ranger because I feel like Ranger, his composure and how he pitches is just nasty. Like he's completely nasty. And knock on wood, he's gone 25 consecutive innings without a run let up. And I'm hoping that continues. I think next in the rotation is Wheeler, so we won't see him for a couple days. Well, actually, might get messed up because Walker comes back this weekend, so I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, I mean, I'm the only one I'm really worried about in the starting rotation right now is Sanchez and Nola. I mean, and I say Nola lightly because Nola, every time he's out, lets up a home run. But then again, after that home run, he's perfectly fine. So I mean, like, it's give or take.
Yeah, he's super inconsistent. I mean, I expect a lot more out of Nola this season since we gave him that extension. And I haven't seen it yet. So, like I said, it's just very inconsistent. Our pitching, our bullpen is.
Yeah, and I actually didn't know this statistic that JK put in the chat. After next week, the Phillies have a top 10 strength of schedule for the rest of the year. Easy part of the schedule is letting up. I actually did not know that. I know vaguely of the upcoming schedule. I know we play I believe the Padres next, and then the Angels, which, Mike Trout right now has the most home runs out of the entire league. So, I mean, like, got to get that shit together now before, you're going into the harder part of the schedule. Or we're going to fall in the standings. We're going to be behind the Mets, be behind the Nats, and Braves are going to take the division again.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I said it.
From JJ.
Exactly. I said at the top of the show, like, this is the beginning of the season, but at the same time, these games, are costly. Like JK said, like, I didn't know that either, that the next couple weeks are the toughest schedule that we have. And those wins against these, like the Royals, those wins are helpful, but at the same time, we got to bend down the hatches and, play exceptional baseball. Especially first starts with the bats and the pitching.
Yeah, definitely. But Phillies lose tonight 7-4. Pathetic loss. Hopefully, with a win streak, hopefully it doesn't come with a long losing streak. Hopefully we can I think this is what, game 3, right? So
Yes.
we have one more tomorrow. So
Yes.
hopefully we can split the series tomorrow. I mean, the series split is better than a series loss, but I mean, I think that's all I have. You guys have anything else?
I'm all good. You're muted, adult.
Sorry. The only thing I want to say is just like and subscribe if you guys haven't. We're putting a ton of work into the show, especially Eric. So please like and subscribe. Tune in to this every night or every day. Usually when we can, hours depending, we go live right after every game. We're doing a great job with it, especially Eric. And we've had a ton of great people to help along the way. So stay tuned. Eric's been doing a great job with these post-game shows. And please make sure to subscribe so you can come back, hang out with us every day.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Appreciate the compliments, Stolt.
Appreciate the help, man. You're doing a great job with it. Hopefully the freaking Phillies can win tomorrow, so it'll be an easier show, all right?
I mean, it's still easy when they lost because I can just sit here and rant and complain.
Good point. Good point.
So.
Well, I guess that's all we got. Other than that, everybody have a great night, and